Hello, this is General Dread. I'm here to talk to you about our early access game, Haunted Space Hotel. Please log in and play for free, and please give us money as well. That'd be really great. So I wanted to talk briefly about being a player in the game. If you click this party finder, it'll list you as available to play, and that'll show up on this add member to group list. You can also add friends through the friends menu down here. Same thing with looking for groups. So add friends, all that kind of great stuff. But let's get on with it. We click play. It defaults to casual, which is the one that you want to be at the moment. I'm going to show you playing by myself. So at this point, just pick one of these that looks interesting. Each one is slightly different. I'm not going to go over that in this video. I'm simply going to show you how to play the game. So getting on with it, I am going to pick Dread. Of course I'm going to pick Dread. I'm Dread. But then you need to pick your captain that goes with that, and you get the same 6 choices. So pick anyone you'd like. I recommend not yourself, but we'll get into all of that at some later time. I'm going to pick Hex. So that is the basics. Now I'm ready to go. You could add artificial players. I'm not going to do that. This is just a solo game. I'd like to show you how to play. So I'm going to click ready. It's now going to count down and launch me into the game. So this is the 2D version I'm going to show you. If you would like to see the 3D version, you can go to the menu and select take control in 3D. So here we are. This is the game itself. This is the main game board. There's some other hidden things here that you'll see as we go. I'm going to start by going through the game board and teach you how all of that works. Here we go. Let's make it a little easier for you to see. So I'm at add ghost right now. It tells me that I need to add a ghost. You may get a ghost at the beginning of any turn, and we can see our little Fatui helper here explains to you that I got a ghost. So I'm going to click one of these 6 dots for that ghost. There it is. I got another one as well. So there we go. So those are the 2 opening ghosts that I got, and now we're on to draft. And what draft means is that I'm going to pick one of the cards shown to me as for keeping. I'm going to keep one. The other one gets burned. And I'm going to talk more about burned later, but burned basically means it leaves the game permanently. So choose wisely. Probably pick someone who you have their faction like I do. I have Hex here. This is a Hex guest. I'm going to go over that a bit more in a little while. So here I'm starting my turn, but before we get into my turn, I'm going to explain the game board to you. So these are the main action rooms. There are 6 of them around the center. Around the outside, we have docks, 4 of those. So these action rooms allow you to increase the number of actions that you can take, which I'll demonstrate to you in a minute. And they also have little gray spots on them. Those are for robots, and I'm going to click this, and as you can see, it activates. And what that means is I took a robot from my robot area and put it in this room, so it's now activated and working. This random icon comes from this random icon right here, and this is true of any room that you have enough robots to activate. This one's 1, 2, 3. Oh, I can't do it. I don't have enough robots available to activate it. So I can activate any of the other rooms, including this bed, I can activate. But not my weakness, which for Dread is research because it takes 3. So that's just trying to get you around the main rooms, what the robots are, how to activate rooms. Activating a room has an effect. I'm going to rotate our action Hex here. I'll show you a bit more about that in a minute. I'm going to activate this room, which is going to change the number of actions I have available. So to be clear, activating a room with robots increases the number of available actions generated by that room. See, I activated this robot room this time, and that took 2 robots, but gave me an extra robot action. Okay, so now we have rooms and robots. Along the bottom here, we have lodging. That's what these are here along the bottom. You'll see these guest cards have two things. One, the amenity that they like. I'll get to amenities in a little bit. But they also have their faction, the faction that they are associated with. In this case, this is obviously a Hex ship, and this is the best ship in the entire game, which is the Dread Guest. So this is a Seeker. It has a green border, which means it's a special guest. This is a normal guest. It has a gray border. We'll get more into that later, but the most important thing to note here is that I have matching amenities, matching lodging for each of these two cards. So I could host either one of them. So I explained docks. These two ghosts are in the docks. These guests go into the docks, which I will do in a moment when we get to that. At the top left is your turn indicator. This is currently turn 1, obviously. There are between 8 and 12 turns rounds. That's about what you're going to do. 6-player game, 8 would be pretty good. You can cause that to go a little longer. Single player game like this, I can expect 12 or 13 turns, somewhere along in there. So keep that in mind. You need to plan ahead, and so keep an eye on this turn indicator to know what's going on. This in the middle is your score. Right now, General Dread, I have 0 as my score. You'll see more as I show you how to make points here in a bit. Now we also have below here, these are the pools, right? And I'll show you how to pull from these pools here in a few minutes. And these, again, are the scores, and these are the deck numbers. So there are 33 cards left in the deck. There are 35, including these, plus 1 got burned for a total of 36. So there are 36 cards in the deck. 33 are available in the draw pile, 0 have been discarded, and 1 has been burned. So those are the deck counters. This little guy in the corner here, this is our Fatui helper. He's here to help you. All he's going to do is tell you tips based on what's going on in the game. You can close him, which I will do right now, but he'll come back on your next action. If you want to get rid of him permanently, you go to the config menu and go ahead and turn him off, and you won't see him anymore. But I'm going to leave him on so you can see the tips as I go through. Okay, so that's the basics of the board. These are the action rooms. These are your docks. And these are your lodgings. So this is the action hex. There are 6 positions on the action hex. This is research, ghost, advertisement, renovation, robot, lodging, and we're all the way back around again at research. So this changes what's available in your action grid. You'll see these actions change as I rotate. These are what I'm about to do on my turn. So I'm going to go through each of these actions. I'm going to take one. So you're going to get a little bit more information about these as we go. You can also do hybrid actions. See, I'm taking 1 robot action and 1 lodging action. So I have an activated robot room. So it ends up being 2 robot actions and 1 lodging action, right? So that's hybrid actions. So we're going to start. I'm going to take some robot actions here because I would really like more robots. So I'm going to go ahead and take all 4 of these robot actions. See, it says lock here. This is what this is telling you to do. So I'm going to lock that. Now it's actually my turn. So I am going to select any one of these 4 robot actions. Here we go. And now you'll see a robot has been added to my pool. I'll do it again. And here's another robot added to my pool. I have 4 of those total. So now I have a total of 6. These 2 are being used to activate this room. And you'll see it's locked. That's what the black circle means, is this is locked. I can't deactivate it at this point. It's permanently locked for this turn. There is one more thing I can do now that I have 4 robots. I'm going to activate my wonderful renovation room, and because I'm Dread, it's upgraded and gives me a free random action, which is one of the things I wanted to show you. This is a random action event. When I click this, I'm going to get a mini game, which is pick what action you're looking for. I'm going to go ahead and click this one here. Hey, I got lodging. So that's going to shove me into a lodging action. Now I'm playing the lodging game. Same idea. I got 1 lodging action. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. Here we go. So I now have 1 lodging action available to me, but I can click this robot here and sell one of these available robots. I'm going to do that right now. And that has given me additional actions to use. So I'm done selling robots now. And now I take those actions. So who am I targeting for this lodging? See, it says lodging target. I'm targeting myself. And now it's saying, would you like a new one of these lodgings? The answer is no. I want to upgrade my existing lodging. So I'm going to click this. That's my first lodging action. I have 2 more left. So I'm going to upgrade this as my second. There it is, and I still have 1 more. I can't upgrade anything, so I'm going to pick a new one. And typically I would come up here and see what factions I'm missing. But I have both of those, which means I can almost pick any. Note that I discarded a deep to begin with, so I'm going to pick something other than that. I'm going to pick honored here. And that's going to give me a nice honored lodging. So now I have 3 kinds of lodgings to pick from. That should be it. It says done with turn, which is correct. I could try and do something else. There's not really anything I can do. So I'm going to go ahead and click done with turn. So now it tells me it's the end of my turn. And we started scoring, but I have I have nothing to score. So I go ahead and push through to the round scoring report, which shows that I made 0 points. Let's try and change that, shall we? So the opening ghost roll gave me a ghost, so I'm waiting to add that ghost. I could upgrade one of these, but that would cost me money. And I'll show you how that works in a later time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in this dock right here. At least I'm going to try to. Right now, there it goes. So now we're back at draft again. So I'm going to pick a draft card here. This is a pirate, note the red border, versus a normal guest, which is a gray border. So seed and stem, I have neither one of those. I like special guests, so I'm going to pick the pirate. Now it's the beginning of my turn. There are 4 guests available in the trade lanes. And this time, instead of doing robots, and I also showed you how to do lodging, I'm going to come all the way around over here, and I am going to do advertisement and renovation. And I no longer need to activate this room because I'm not doing robots, so I now have 4 robots available to me, which allows me to activate my advertisement room, which gave me an extra advertisement action there. See that? There we go. And I'm also going to activate this bed because I'm about to put a guest in it. So now let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to put a guest in that bed. So we're going to lock in our actions now. Locked. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick an advertisement action, and it shows me the 4 cards available to me. You can pick them from there, or you can pick them from Orbit up here. I am going to pick this nice Seeker because I think he might come back to play with me later, and I have an upgraded Dread Lodging, so I'll get an extra point. So I'm going to go ahead and pick him. And now it's saying, okay, what's your next action? I'd like to show you that you can draw. So I'm going to go ahead and pick advertisement here again. And I could draw into any one of the available slots. So I'm going to go ahead and draw into this slot. Why did I do that? Just for demo. I probably wouldn't do that in a normal game, but I wanted to show you that. You could also click any one of the cards twice to discard one of those, but I no longer have any advertisement actions, so I'm not going to do that. So this guy's nicely docked here. I have a matching faction for him and an activated bed. So he should earn me 2 points when we go to score. So now I have additional things left to do. I'm going to start by spending these renovations here. So I'm going to click renovation. It now says you're in a renovation action and gives me a really cool sound. This is debris. The only thing to do with this is to get it off of your station. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to move it into storage. See how I clicked it, then I clicked into storage. I'm going to do it to the other one as well. I'm going to click it once. It shows you everything that you can do. This one, I'm going to click once. I could move it on the station, but I actually want it off my station. So I'm going to move it into storage. I have one more renovation action, and I'm going to use that to uninstall my unupgraded robot room. So I clicked my robot room. Now I'm going to take that off. Now you'll note when I did that, it revealed this random action room, and I have only one robot left, so I'm unable to activate that room. But if I did, I'd get another one of these, which I got from this right here. This random action comes from the activation of this upgraded renovation room. I'm going to click random action. It's going to give me the nifty little mini game. I'm going to pick here. All right, I got a ghost action, which is something I wanted to explain to you. So really great. I'm going to acknowledge that by clicking on it. Now I play the ghost mini game. Come on. All right, I got one ghost. Really great. So now I could spend a robot, which I will do right now. I'm going to sell one of my robots. I'm selling this robot right here. And now I'm going to lock. And that gives me 3 ghost actions. I'm going to pick who I'm sending this ghost against. See, it says yourself or others. So I'm going to pick myself. It's a single player game. I have to pick myself. So I'm going to remove this ghost now. At least I'm going to try to. There he goes. Now that leaves me with 2 more ghost actions. I'm going to go ahead and remove this ghost as well. And this ghost. There we go. So that's all my actions. I have no more actions left. So I'm going to click Done with Turn. End of turn. Start round scoring. Here we are, start player scoring. See, this is highlighted. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. And that gave me, as I said, 2 points. So really great. You'll also see here at the top, it now reflects 2 points, and we have a partially filled bar here. So all the way back around again at the draft. We haven't quite got 6 cards yet, so not quite there. Wow. So this is an envoy. I'm sorry, Vanguard. I'm going to go ahead and pick this Vanguard here. Now you'll see we have 6 cards in our trade lanes. So these 2 have red indicators. What this means is at the end of this round, these 2 cards will burn and leave the game permanently. So we have burned now 3 cards because each round we did a draft and one of the 2 cards is burned. We've discarded 1 and there are 26 cards left in the deck. Okay, so this time around, we are doing, research. How awesome is that? So I'm going to rotate this around nicely until we get to research. And we're going to do a full research action here. So means I'm not going to host any guests, so that I really don't need to have this activated. I'm going to activate my research room, which took 3 robots, because I have 1 that I'm using to activate the upgraded Dread Renovation building, which gives me 1 random action. I now have used all my robots. Ooh, yeah, I didn't mention. Last time I docked a Dread guest. That gave me a faction action. I'll try and do that again. Anytime you dock a guest that hasn't been, their faction has not been docked before, you get a faction action. So I'll explain that again. I'll take on another guest so you can see that here shortly. So on with the show. Let's go ahead and lock our actions here. Lock. And now I'm going to take these research actions. So starting with this research action, it shows me everything that I can research. There are 12 available researches, 6 amenities, and 6 beds. So This time I'm going to pick an amenity and I'm going to think about what is in orbit while I do that. See, this casino is going to be there for a while and I have Hex, so I'm going to go ahead and pick this casino right here. That's going to move that casino into storage. See this over here? Nice storage. Okay, so now that I got that casino, I'm going to upgrade it. So I'm going to take my second action here. It says you can have a new one, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click that casino, and now it's an upgraded casino. I'm going to take my next research action and I'm going to upgrade that robot room that I had before that wasn't upgraded. So that's now upgraded. I have one more research action I can take, so I'm going to take that now. I'm now going to sell one of these two debris. Any upgraded room you can sell, but this debris serves me no purpose other than to sell it. So, and it'll get me 3 snow. So I'm going to sell that right now. And that gave me 3 snow. As you can see, this indicates how many snow I've earned this round. So there's that. This is that faction action that I told you about before. This would be a renovation action, which is pretty awesome for me. So I'm going to go ahead and click this. It now gives me a renovation action. See, it says renovate here. And I'm going to take this amazing casino that I just upgraded and I'm going to shove it onto my station. So now that's available. So that's really cool. I have one more random action available here. Boom, there we go. Advertisement. Oh boy, maybe I did need that robot. Uh-oh. So now it wants me to advertise. I definitely don't have enough robots. Well, that's too bad. So I'll show you how to discard. So this guy right here, I have nothing for him, and he's not a special guest. So I'm going to go ahead and discard him. Click him once, then click him again. Now he's discarded. I am now officially out of actions. I'm going to click done with turn, and you'll see that I earned 3 round points, which puts me at a total of 5. If you had other competitors in the game, it would show you their graphs as well. So I showed you most things. I want to do ghosts and special guests with you. So that means that we should do a hybrid action with advertisement and ghost. I'm going to deactivate this room, giving me 3 available robots. I am going to make sure to activate my bed so that I can take on a guest, and I'm going to activate my advertisement. Oh, I have a ghost. I didn't even realize. See, it says add ghost. So I need to put a ghost in a dock. I'm going to go ahead and do this dock because there's not a bed there, so I don't have to worry about it. So it's out of the way. Now, I got 2 ghosts at the beginning, so that's really good. I'm going to go ahead and double click this ghost. That's going to upgrade that ghost. You'll note that it now has 2 ghost faces and an anti-snow icon, which means I will lose 1 point this turn if I don't get rid of this ghost. Now we're back at draft again. I'm going to go ahead and pick one that works for me. This is a seeker. I really like seekers, so I'm going to pick the seeker. So now I have advertisement actions to deal with, right? So I'm going to lock my actions. I'm going to pick my first advertisement action, and I'm going to pick this seeker. Seekers are super special guests. They can actually go over top of ghosts. So I'm actually going to displace this ghost with that seeker. The problem here is he'll be unsatisfied because I don't have a bed for him. So he's going to complain when we get to the score phase. I have one more advertisement action going here. This I have a matching faction for, but look, this one I have a matching faction and a matching amenity. So I have no additional robots. That is a real bummer. So I'm going to deactivate this. I'm going to activate this. I'm going to pull this here. Boom. So now this Vanguard gives me his lodging, which is why this is lit up. He's a special guest. He gives me his lodging as a part of his behavior. So there we go. That's done. I have one more action, which is a ghost action. I have no ghosts. I would typically roll this and send this to someone else, but I got a 0, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to click done selling, and now I'm done with my turn, which means that we are going to move on to scoring. And first I'll show you this satisfied guest. He's going to give me 1 point for staying and 2 points for his upgraded lodging. Oh, and he's going to give me 2 points for that wonderful upgraded amenity over there. So there we go, 4 points total for that guest. And now the bad news. The bad news is that this wonderful, wonderful Seeker does not have a bed. And so now when I click him, he's unhappy. And I rolled a 1. So he's actually going to attack me with 1 ghost. I have no robots to sell. Otherwise, I could cure this. If I was able to sell a robot, I could take this away by selling a robot. I can't, so I'm clicking done selling, at which point it says, hey, we got a ghost. I'm going to go ahead and shove that ghost in there. Now we'll see the round report. I'm now up to 9 points, and I made 4 points this turn. Okay, so I've showed you a majority of things. I wanted to talk briefly about the special guests. I showed you the Seeker, which can replace ghosts with itself, but if you don't have a bed, they're going to be unhappy when they leave. This is a pirate. I'm going to go ahead and add a ghost here and pick draft. Oh, good. So that's an envoy. Bing, bing, bing. Oh, the pirate went away because things rotated. So now I don't have that. So, right. I'm going to move along quickly here. We're going to lock in these actions. And this envoy is probably the right one for me to pick right this second. I'm going to go ahead and pick him. I'm going to put him here. Because of his type, he's going to give me his lodging. So now he'll be happy when he goes to stay. This doesn't count for him. Oh, it does count for him. So I'm going to get extra points for having the right kind of amenity for him. And we're going to move along quickly here. I was hoping for a pirate. Anyway, so this is a faction action that I got from the Hex guest I put in last time. That gives me an available robot, which is kind of cool. And now I'm going to roll for ghosts. Let's see what we get here. We got a 1, which is beautiful, which I'm going to... I have 2, see 2 ghosts here. This would only get rid of 1 ghost. I'm going to sell this robot here. And done, at which point I now have 3 ghost actions available. I'm going to pick myself. 1, 2. I have an extra one there, but it knows I can't do anything, so I'm done with my turn. Now we've moved on into the scoring phase. Here we go. Bing, Bob's your uncle gave me 3 points. 1 for him. Anyway, all good. 3 points from him. And we're moving right along. It's next turn. I think I've showed you most things. I've explained most things. This is a pirate. That's the one thing that I wasn't able to do last time that I'd really like to show you. I lock this, so I'm taking the advertisement action now. This is a pirate with the red border. Pirates don't need beds. So if I put him in any one of these slots, I'll put him over here. This is not a bed, but he doesn't care. He doesn't need a bed, so he's happy. Now, if in some way he becomes unhappy, for example, I don't have his faction, when we're done and we move to the scoring phase, which I'll just skip and do that right now. See, that's a bad sound. So he is now attacking me for 2 snow. If I had a robot, which I don't, I could anti-juice, I could sell that robot and cause this to go away, but I can't, which means I'm going to lose 2 points. See, it says -2. I lost 2 points this round. So there you go. So the next round, I received another ghost and another ghost on top of that. My rolls are horrible. So I've showed you a majority of the workings of the game at this point. I think you've seen all the different pieces that go to and fro. note I have 10 points. We're attempting to get to 24 is the number, but when you get to 20, you actually have to make it all the way to 24, which means that if you're at 20 and you make 1 point, you're going to lose that point. So at the very end, you're going to need to have a good hotel and take on a guest and make enough points to get over the 20 to 24 hump. So also note that you can't go below 0. You can never have a negative score. So some real simple strategies as I close out this presentation. 1, make money. It's all about making money, and you make money by advertising or selling. So advertise brings in guests to beds and you make money for them there, or you can sell like I did with that debris and get points that way. So you're never locked out of getting points. Even if you don't have any lodging, you can just start selling what's in your inventory. Once you have 10 points or more, all your rolls are doubled. So if you roll 1 ghost, you're going to get 2 ghosts. If you roll 2 ghosts, you're going to get 4 ghosts. So really be very, very careful about going over 10 points. Just a tip. Another tip, always have a robot on hand. As you saw, I used robots a lot. You always want to have robots around. See, I have 4 in available for purchase. I probably should only have 1. You really want to have those available to you all the time. So make sure you have robots available. Strongly consider being offensive. Don't play just yourself in your own little thing. Yes, I'm playing single player right here, but when there are other people in the game, send them ghosts, send them special guests, attack their lodging, do things like this. It's very, very important that you check the other players. Plan ahead. You should be thinking 2 or 3 turns ahead, right? These 2 are going to burn. I knew that 2 turns ago, so I could plan to get these cards that I wanted before they go away. Make sure that you plan ahead. Also, be ready for your turn. When it's not your turn, rotate your action hex, plan what you're going to do next, and be ready to take your turn. So that's it for this round. I wanted to say a big thank you to everyone. I really appreciate it. Please like this video, subscribe. Please play the game. It's free right now. All you need to do is go to your browser and type Haunted Space Hotel, and that'll take you right to our site. See the nice big play free button. Please play. We really want you to play this game. Thanks again. If you do have a few extra dollars that you would like to send our way when you're in game, you can go ahead and click shop, and that'll show you all the ways to actually give us some money. So to help us continue to build this and all the other games that we're trying to build, we have a real nice list of games that we're intending on producing. Please help us do that. Again, this is General Dread. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.